Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of big daddy.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
2 o'clock hour is here. We are ready to rock and roll. XL Primetime Full House, complete with our head coach, Dave Campo, as he joins us. Big Searcy is back, and if you're on the YouTube, you can definitely check it all out as we come to you live via the stream. Of course, anybody out and about listening to us anyway, anyhow, we appreciate it. On a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. I'll definitely be telling you how you can get great deals on both lots. They are there to wow you, and we hope that we wow you a little bit today. We were fighting mad yesterday. There's no doubt about it. And we said that when Coach Campo gets in here, he'll try and soothe our nerves. But I told Big Searcy when he wasn't feeling well yesterday, I'm like, look, man, we got to fire some people. We got to make some changes around here. So you did not get to have your voice heard.
No, I didn't. All this Jag bad had me under the weather the last couple of days.
It made you sick.
It made me sick. It absolutely made me sick. This Jag bad made me sick over the way. It was. Yeah. I asked you, did anybody get fired?
Yeah.
Hackett had a good point. And the reason why he did know what the guillotine isn't going down because you got the TC thing coming up this weekend. He's going in the rain. And then the Jaguars go to London back-to-back. So that gives you 3 more weeks. If they go 0-3 then, it's
then you'll be running them out. But I told Matt yesterday, both Big Searcy and Coach, you guys can chime in on this. I said, if they don't get their first win until they go to London, if they have to hop the pond before they get their first dub, I am going to be hot, okay? If Joe Flippin' Flacco comes in here and beats this football team and sends them to 0-5 and sends them across the Atlantic to get their first win, I ain't going to be happy, Coach. Ain't going to be happy.
Well, I don't think
and again, we don't know whether Anthony Richardson's going to play. He's day-to-day, all that type of stuff. But nightmares of Flacco still exist right now.
Well, I think we've been happy, not very happy for 4 straight weeks. So the 5th one is you might be hopping mad if we go over there, but I'm already hopping mad. I think everybody is. But listen, and I'm going to start with a positive.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to start the whole thing
Matt's
off with a
hoping
positive.
that you would do that.
Yeah, and Matt will shoot me down as fast as I can.
Why do I get how come I'm the negative guy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not really the negative. I'm like the truth guy.
Yeah, that's
you guys
true.
are all like candy and nuts and flowers, and
that's what I'm
just
gonna be.
spitting truth.
That's all. What I'm going to be a candy and nuts guy, and then we'll go crazy after that. They've played 4 games. 3 of them they've been in.
I'm
so it's not like we're the sisters of the poor, even though we didn't get it done.
Yeah.
We've been in 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the 4th one happens.
3-1.
And then the 4th one happens all the time. I mean, they're very good teams. San Francisco gets blown out every once in a while. They did already this year.
Well, heck, Buffalo beat this butt and then got theirs beat as well.
Yeah.
Are you listening to this, Leon?
I am. And
listen, it's the only thing I'm saying
This
positive.
side of the
rest
table,
is all negative.
This side of the table is excuse city. This side of the table is reality.
Well, you know what? We're happy over here, okay? We're not angry all the time.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
But here's the thing, and I 100% agree with Coach, and I think this is the thing that Leon refers to more often than not. When you look back and you say, okay, where did we screw it up, or where did we come up short, and why are we here? Why are we not in the postseason? It's those games that you could have won. And I firmly believe this football team could be 3-1 against a beatable Dolphins, beatable Browns, and a beatable Texans.
Well, you know what? I agree with you in some capacity, but there's win, loss, tie, and then there's no could have been. There's no 4th column.
Yeah.
So if every team could check mark if they won, they when they look back at the season, they're going to loss.
Yeah.
And all the variables are in place, all right? Lack of intensity, lack of accountability, lack of execution, penalties, pressures, no pressures, can't cover, can't run, can't get can't get third and I don't mean third, can't get third and short.
I thought it was going to be Matt that skewed me, but
not third and short,
skewered
can't
me or whatever it is.
So I mean, they got a litany. They've got a litany of problems that they can check mark to the reason why they're 0-3.
I love the comp. You know I love you, JoJo.
Yeah.
You know I do, right?
Yeah.
I love they could easily be 3-1. Yeah. You are what your record says you are.
I'm not denying it. And believe me, I am not trying to paint a pretty picture.
Yeah, I think you are.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the as an example, and Coach and I were doing our Campo and Joe podcast, this football team, just like any other football team, can turn it around. As an example, 2 years ago, when Trevor came back from London and was quoted as saying, I can't keep costing my team. You know what their record was? 2-6. And they turned it around. So it can happen. I'm not saying it will, or I'm not saying it did, because they are over. They are 0 and flipping 4, and it is a suck position to be in. And so I'm not trying to gloss on
I'll be
that.
very happy to come over to that side of the table if that happens.
Yeah.
If they win 3 in a row, and against these, quite frankly, bad teams, although
beatable.
I'm not sure if they're not part of that bad team.
Yeah.
But if they do, and they get to 3 and 4, then it's a little different. Then you're a game away from, all right, let's reset.
Yeah.
If they can get back to 500, then you can reset.
That's what I was saying 2 weeks ago. I was saying that somehow this team has to get to 500.
But that was 2. And now you're 2 more games behind.
Exactly. Now you're 2 more games behind.
Well, the problem that you have is so much of this game is, when you say momentum, a lot of it is confidence. And this football team right now, you don't know if they're going to regain their confidence, because with everybody hammering them and themselves hammering themselves, hopefully, what it does is it makes you go into a football game not sure if you can win or not.
Right.
And when that happens, maybe they've lost confidence in the quarterback. Maybe they've lost confidence in the calls in critical situations. That affects the whole football team. Even the guys that are playing halfway decent have to kind of question things. What the coaching staff has to do is they have to convince them that that's the case. That if you go in without any confidence, we are going to be 0-5.
You're going to get smoked. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somehow that's where the coaching comes in. Those assistant coaches going in there have got to convince them guys, look, these 3-4 plays were the difference in us winning. When are we going to start making those plays?
Right.
Don't worry about what the quarterback is doing or what that guy's doing. Find a way to make a play yourself. Last night, Nice, high school, in a overtime, kid intercepts the ball in the end zone to win the game. That's how you win games.
Make the play.
It's tight. Make a play. Go make the play. Yeah. That's what the key is.
All right, RJ, pull up that soundbite from Doug Peterson, courtesy of Jaguars.com yesterday, where he basically says, basically he's saying players got to make plays. We can only call. So obviously a little fallout from that. So you as a head coach who's been in this position before, you know what it feels like. I'm not even going to say that you know what it feels like to lose, but you know what to have that pressure. And so what did he do when he said that, and will he cause more problems for himself by saying that?
Yeah,
Do you have all right, RJ, go ahead and hit it, and then Coach jump in.
For what? I thought he called a great game. We as coaches, we can't go out there and make the plays, right? It's a two-way street. So, you guys can sit here and point the finger all you want, and that's fine. Point it right at me. I can take it. Okay? I can take it. Whatever you want to ask me, say, whatever, right, go ahead.
I think that's a mistake. I think that's he's telling the truth, but that's a mistake because he's showing his own butt, and you can't do that. To me, he should say straight out, we're not playing well enough, coaches or players.
Right.
That's it. And when you go in that meeting room and you get with your coaches, then you show your butt. You tell those coaches, hey, we better get in that room and straighten these guys out because things are not going well. And it really came down to they asked him about his job status first.
Right. That got him frosty.
That got him burned up. Then they asked him about the play calling. And really, when you look at this game, like we said in the podcast, you look at this game offensively and defensively, they did what they had to do to change from what had been happening to give themselves a chance to win. Well, then you get hammered with the coaching thing, and that at that point, it went from we to I. Yeah. And that can't happen when you're in front of the media.
Me and Coach was talking about this off the air. That conversation should be had in the team meeting room. Well, exclusive between the coaching staff and the player, because now you're ostracizing the players. You're distancing yourself from their performance, and you're saying, "Hey, we're calling the plays. They're not getting it done. That's what it comes across as.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what it comes across as. He shouldn't. Listen, I'm sure if he had the opportunity to do it again, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially distancing yourself to that play. Like, listen, we got a good game plan. They're not getting it done. Right. That's what comes across.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's what he's saying. Yeah. That's exactly what he's saying.
He's saying, don't look at me. They got to play. And frankly, he's right. In some ways, he's right.
He's right. It's
Coach
the truth.
said he's 100% right.
It's the truth.
I don't know about 100%, but he's right in some ways. Yes.
Yeah. There were enough winning plays to win that football game.
Right.
Just the overthrows from Trev, period. The drop from Gabe. You can obviously point to a few other things, but you just have to. If you go back to last year, he said basically the same thing, but he said it in a different way. There are plays out there to be made. He didn't say it in a negative way. And so, all right, so let's keep going. You guys can hit the text line, 641-1010, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Let us know what you're thinking about that. We definitely will hit as much of the Jags as we can. We got Spencer Tillman coming up. We're going to talk a little college football with him. But Coach is hanging out with us, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We are happy customers when it comes to both of those places. You can get great deals. Beaver Chevy right there on Phillips, Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine. Make sure you check both of them out. So Spencer Tillman, college ball. We might sneak in a little NFL with him as well on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime's Coach Dave Campo is brought to you by Bold City Heating and Air. Online at boldcityac.com. Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Who brought the house to their feet?
Listen to this place.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game.
Wide open and just what they needed.
Experience the universal difference on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. People ask me all the time what's healthy, and that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight, and I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss, and that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
They certainly figure it out. This is Mike Dempsey. And as you all know, I dropped my 25 pounds in just 4 weeks thanks to Awaken 180. They did the work. I just followed my plan. They did the same for Matt Hayes, and I'd say they hit the target with Hacker, about to reach the 100-pound mark. Let them do it for you. Reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180.
Hi, Jags fans. Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL celebrates high scorers.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes.
In class and on the court.
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLSconsumeraccess.org.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve. It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show?
See, that's another question.
Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions. Repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity. Making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
Let's say hello to Spencer Tillman. Let's talk some college ball. We've seen some great stuff over the first handful of weeks, and here we are about to enter October. Spencer, stepping out of a meeting, we appreciate you taking time. How you doing?
I don't mean to brag. I'm doing all right for an old man. How you guys holding up?
We're doing great. Let's just start with the obvious. The first month of college football, we've seen some dandies, but hard to top what we saw Saturday night between Georgia and Alabama. What did you think of that one?
Well, it was an epic game. And listen, our crew that I was with last year at Fox, I told them at the beginning of the season after visiting with some coaches at Washington what type of job that Alabama's new head coach was going to do. They were shocked. They all looked at me like I was crazy. Obviously, Washington ended up playing in the playoffs and then the championship game, so that was not a surprise to me. But that they competed at that high level, you look at it, the coaching tree, it's all connected, right? Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, all those guys, some kind of way is connected. The DNA kind of runs through it. So that the success ran that way and consistently, and that the game had the ebb and flow that it did. It was entertaining as heck. It's what college football is all about, man. It's exciting.
Now, Spencer, I'm a fan of Ali Frazier. They went 3 times. If I could see this 2 more times, I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Well, that was Ali said he was about as close to death as he came in that second fight that they had. And I'm telling you, man, this one was similar to that, but I'm glad that they're both standing to play again. So I'm looking forward to it. And who knows, they may meet.
Hey, Spencer, it's Matt Hayes. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Matt.
So the Alabama thing, and I was talking with Leon prior to the show, the first 30 minutes of that game, Spencer, I think was A better 30 minutes than Nick ever put on the field at Alabama. That was just a phenomenal effort.
Well, listen, Nick is a minimalist. I was on the staff with him at Houston when he came with the Houston Oilers and was coaching defensive backs. And defense by design and the way he coached it, he was very good at man coverage on the back end with our safeties, and that carried over to his collegiate ranks, whether he was at Michigan State, to LSU, wherever he went, they were going to have great back ends, right? And corners were going to be excellent. He what we call marries the fronts and the coverages in a way that very few coaches do. So when the call comes in, it's not just random, you go after this guy and run here. No, everything is designed to make the run fits work in concert with what you're doing on the back end. So there is a formula to it. And he was just a stickler for detail. So I'm not disappointed, surprised at anything that you see anyone that's connected with him and the programs continue on, because that stuff, it doesn't travel as freely as most people think. Yeah, you can watch the film and kind of copy certain things, but if you don't have the personnel and don't understand the genesis of why we're doing it in the first place, it's not going to look the same in terms of end result. So when you see it happening in concert, it's a beautiful thing. I just love the fact that both these head coaches are the types of personalities, totally different in some ways, that they're able to turn their back almost like an audience, right, and then conduct, right? You turn your back to the audience, you don't worry about what people are saying, and you just get after it and let your guys go out there and play, and that's what they do. It was impressive.
Spencer, this is Dave Campo. I coached with for a guy that you played with, Barry Switzer. And what I want to ask you is, do you see comparisons between Milroe and your guys that you had at Oklahoma?
Oh, no question. Listen, Barry Switzer, if you want to talk about from a history standpoint, he showed me some letters that people sent him, and I know this conversation wasn't going in this direction, but when he started J.C. Watts and some other players who were African-American at the quarterback position, he showed me letters, man, that would actually make us just be disappointed, and just put it that way. Milroe reminds me of some of those highly skilled, gifted guys who not only could run, but obviously throws with precision as well, who understands the game. I remember him saying to two of our quarterbacks, good quarterbacks know how to do things, but the great ones know why they do it.
Right.
And that shows you another level of thinking that's involved in it, because people think it's instinctive, intuitive. You go out there. No, there's an understanding. There's a narrative. There's a rationale behind why we're doing it. And the great quarterbacks that understand the why behind it could come to the line of scrimmage. And if you're a running back and you're sitting there and somebody says, hey, be ready for this swing route right here, and I'm thinking, well, how do you know that's going to be a possibility? I'm the fifth person in your progression if you even get there. No, he's looking at the coverage as he's walking to the line of scrimmage and sees that high safety, and then the other safety rolled down over the slot. He's not sitting there because he likes the real estate. He's trying to shorten the distance between himself and the quarterback. There's a blitz. So he's going to get the ball out of his hands as quickly as he can. Having that ability to just earn at that level is something that's extraordinary. And Barry Switzer gets, reputation for being a recruiter and all that good stuff, but he knew the game really well, particularly the option game. So that's one of the things that jumps out to me. I used to call Barry Switzer the Apostle Paul. He was all things to all men, so that he could win some to Oklahoma football, man. He could convince a shark that the desert is the best place for him to be. I'm telling you, he was that good as a recruiter.
He's my favorite coach that I ever worked with. When we were with the Cowboys, I loved the guy. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Great storyteller.
Absolutely.
We got a couple more for Spencer Tillman at Spence Tillman. You can find him on X. And so Alabama, we all right. So who is real in your mind, Spencer, and who still might be a pretender? We can use Ole Miss losing to Kentucky as an example. Who you like and who you doubting?
I think there are two teams that are indisputably the best in the nation right now. I mean, actually, put it in the three. We'll put three. It'll be Alabama, not necessarily in any order, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. Those three teams, if you look at what impact that Chip Kelly is having there, having moved over from UCLA, relinquishing that head coaching position, becoming an offensive coordinator, the creativity in the run game and what he's done to marry some concepts that they already had, you can see the patina of that, the real impact, not just the surface, but I'm talking about not the gilded part of the scheme. I'm talking about the natural gold there. You even see it in the NFL right now with C.J. Stroud and some of those guys that are benefiting from those deep quarter field throws that he throws. That's Ryan Day's stuff, man. And so when you see that marrying together with a run game specialist like Chip is, and those things coming together in the way that they have, I think it's going to be a hard time anybody beating them. So I think finally this is the year that Ryan gets to the place where he believes. I believe this is his year. And I'm going to give you a dark horse, guys. They're going to have a problem until they get to Utah at the end of the year, and then Kansas State may slip up, but I don't think by then that they'll be vulnerable. But if Iowa State gets to Utah and they win that game against a team that's noted for great success on the road, they're going to be my Washington from a year ago. I think that Iowa State is that good. They're sneaky, and they're not going to have the constraints that an Alabama or an Iowa State will have Ohio State getting to that point. So they'll get in there, and their confidence level will be so high, guys. I'm telling you, do not count them out.
That's interesting. I mean, I agree with you. The cream of the crop is the Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. But you left out Texas. What is it about Texas? Is the quarterback? Is that?
Yeah. Here's the deal with the quarterback issue. Let me tell you, when you have a guy with the legacy, the reputation, and that ogre hovering over your head like that, there's a lot of things that are happening that aren't seen, that noise in the system, as you may call it, that impacts the performance on the field. And it takes a while, man. And so, to me, having that two-quarterback scenario, and I know they're not necessarily competing. You got a clear starter and all of that. But that Arch Jr. sitting there, man, that's a tough spot to sit there and be content with. That tension is going to be a fever pitch. I respect them. I think that Texas, and this is not my bias coming out. I'm an analyst. I say what I see. I absolutely love Texas. I think their play caller and head coach is the best in the business. I really do believe that. I just think that a quarterback situation can be dicey. You need to play that position progressively over time and be the starter in confidence. Confidence comes from demonstrated ability. And the longer you're in that role and the more consistent you're in that role, your team is going to be better. Everybody improves if the quarterback is improving. So as long as there's less tension in that position, I would be inclined to go with them, but only because there's not. If you notice, teams that I put up in that pantheon of three, they all got solid quarterbacks. We all knew who the signal caller is going to be and will be. So that's the only issue that I have there.
You're speaking my language, the quarterback language, Spencer. I love it. Hey, you also were talking about the noise in the system. And for 2 years and a few games, there was some noise in the system in Norman. And quite frankly, if Peyton Thorne doesn't throw that pick six, there might be a little more noise. Are you full on board with Brent Venables? You believe he's a guy that can take Oklahoma to the heights of college football again?
I will say this, and then I know this is political season and all that stuff, guys. I'm an analyst. I say what I see. Here's a difficult truth. Oklahoma's not very good in a space when they should be. Offensive line. I mean, they've got one of the best offensive line coaches in terms of reputation in America. They're not very good. I called the Houston game against Iowa State the last week. Iowa State undefeated. And looking at that, I couldn't get out of my head how fortunate Oklahoma was to get out of there and watch Houston play them so strong. And Houston is struggling. They're not a very good team as well. They've got a decent defense, a very aggressive, defense there. Shieldwood has done a fine job with them, right? But Willie Fritz is going to have a while to get that team back to where they need to. They got struggles at quarterback. Again, another one of those teams with quarterback issues. Donovan Smith, guy who threw for 3,000 yards a couple of years ago, you turn him into a runner. Dana Holgerson started that little trek and messed that up last year, so he's out of there. I think they're in no man's land. They're not quite sure what to do with that position, so they struggle. But yet they were in the dogfight with Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got issues, man. That's the bottom line. And so Oklahoma's not okay, if you're asking me the question.
Love it. Love it. All right, real quick, as we turn you loose, Heisman right now. Travis Hunter, Jalen Milroe. Who you got?
Milroe, man. Milroe's the dude, brother. I'm telling you, man, that guy right there, if you're trying to chase him or if you're trying to other end of receiving something, you're going to be like real wages and he's going to be inflation. One can't keep up with the other, man.
It's the truth, man. Hey, Spencer, thanks for making time. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet, guys. Take care.
Spencer.
Thanks, Spencer.
All right.
Bye-bye.
At Spence Tillman, make sure you check him out on X and FS1.
We miss him with Timmy B on Fox, man. I know they changed up.
I didn't want to ask him about it, but that breakup. Talk about tough. Breaking up is hard to do.
Yeah, no
okay,
kidding.
Coach can sing it right now, but Timmy B and Spencer forever. And I love Timmy Brando's conversations with Blue, and he would always mention Spencer, and now he doesn't have him. But in the 3 o'clock hour, here comes the judge. It's going to be these two, Travis Hunter and Jalen Milroe. You guys are going to have to pick one and see what side you're going to go on. We'll do that coming up. Back to your Jags. A Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We've got the coach for another seg. He's got a ton of notes, so we're going to hit him coming up on XL Primetime.
cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
This election, if you want someone who will take care of the messes, someone who isn't afraid to get dirty and work in the trenches, someone who will pump out the problems and prevent future ones, vote for the Duck.
Need your septic tank serviced? Call DuckDuckRooter, your 5-star Google-rated septic company. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com.
I approve this message.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 1st, 1961, New York Yankees slugger Roger Maris hits his 61st home run, becoming the first player in Major League Baseball to hit more than 60 in a season.
What a week of football and betting it was last week. Mia here, and if you haven't bet with MyBookie yet, they are still running that double deposit bonus. Just sign up with promo code 1010XL. Another huge week of college and NFL games on tap, and it begins on Thursday. Get signed up now for a little Sun Belt, Fun Belt college matchup. Texas State, a 2-touchdown favorite, headed to Troy. This is the Fun Belt, though, so we will take the over 58 points on that total. For Thursday night in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Atlanta, where they open as 2.5-point underdogs to the Falcons. I take a long, hard look at betting the Bucs with the points and parlay that over 43.5 on the total. For a limited time, MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus. Use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to double your money. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Now sitting at 0-4, the Jaguars have found themselves in a tough spot and a very deep hole to climb out of. With postseason aspirations essentially buried in the ground, the team must now focus on smaller victories and improving day by day. Here's Trevor Lawrence's thoughts from yesterday's game on how the team executed.
I think overall, we got what we wanted. We had a good plan. We were prepared for a lot of stuff. But overall, I thought our plan was good. I thought we had a lot of opportunities, run game and throwing the ball down the field. Didn't capitalize on all of them, unfortunately, and that's kind of why we're here now and didn't win the game, in my opinion, is because we didn't take advantage of some of those opportunities. But I thought as far as scheme and stuff that we did, it was really good.
I'm Max Fink here with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
We are definitely cool hanging out with our coach, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in years gone by, and even an assistant on a winning football team inside the defensive meeting rooms here in Jacksonville. They could use a guy like this right now, okay? They could use a guy like this right now. Dave Campo, part of those playoff teams in 05 and 07. And so when we look at the game, I know you want to get to a couple of thoughts just as far as what they did do right, what you can build off of coming out of this game, because they are still 0-4, like we all agree. Can't undo that. But what can they build off based on what you saw that could be productive going forward?
Well, first of all, I think they made a commitment in the game offensively to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the pressure has to come off Trevor. You know, everybody talks about, I'm tired of hearing this guy was picked number one. This guy was a generational guy. But it's the same thing with Hutchison and Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Where the guy's picked has nothing to do with it. It's what he does when he's there. And for some reason, there's a little bit of a disconnect with the pressure aspect of things because he's been getting pressure. Well, the coaching staff, the one thing they had to do was run the football and play action. And the problem is Trevor didn't hit the play action because they had plenty of opportunities to hit the big play off of play action. So I think they've got to continue that. They have to make an emphasis, and it's not running right behind the guards, Leon, right? You got to run off tackle because we're not physical enough with those three inside interior guys to run there. They have to run off tackle and play action pass off of it, and I think they will get better by doing that. On defense, they went into the football game saying, look, we're playing 50% man, and we're not executing because we not getting any pass rush. The only way we're going to win this game is not let them get a bunch of home run passes.
Right.
So they softened up. They played more zone, which actually hurt them in some cases. But guess what? They were in the ball game at the end. And so those things they can build off of, and I think they just have to do more work on the combination of man and zone and being able to use those combinations.
I mean, they almost had to. What are they going to do? You've got backups in there at corner.
Right.
You've got Ronald Darby. We were talking about this yesterday. I don't know if I'm sure you were listening.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ronald Darby at 5'11", 188, whatever he is, against 6'4", 225 Nico Collins.
Right.
It's a mismatch every time the ball is snapped.
Right.
So you're almost forced into playing too deep, are you not?
Yeah. Well, I don't
just
know.
Just the idea of you're playing too deep.
You have to be a little softer.
TOO deep. I'm saying you're forced into TWO deep.
Yeah,
You're saying you can't be TOO deep.
Right. That's exactly right. You're right on that.
Which is a
Because
big
I think
deal.
they're
That's a big difference
I think
right
they're,
there.
It's a
I think
huge
they're
difference.
TOO too deep right now. There were too many intermediate passes hit. But the things that they've got to do better is, number one, they have to execute when the players they have the opportunity.
Right.
And that includes the receivers. Now, there were two critical drops in that game. The one that hit Gabe in the face, and then the one that the tight end dropped in
Luke Farrell.
Yeah. I mean, those were critical plays in the game.
yes.
You can't drop a ball when it's right in your hand. So that can't happen.
Especially when you're in the end zone.
Yeah.
And you need a touchdown.
So those things they've got to get better at. And the other thing is they've got to find a way to get a pass rush because we're just not pressuring the quarterback. I thought the offensive line, with a combination of the play action and the regular, did okay, right, Leon?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was very interested to see how this offensive line was going to play after they were embarrassed on Monday Night Football. They couldn't run, they couldn't protect or anything like that. So they answered the bell on a lot of occasions and pass protecting because you're talking about crowd noise. You're talking about defensive ends who get up the field. Even in the interior of the offensive line, I think they protected well pretty much. And then Trevor's got to make those throws because we came into the game, when Coach talked about it before the week. He said, listen, only chance we're going to have against this team that comes at you, you got to run the ball effectively and play action. Right? And when you get those opportunities to take your shots down the field, Trevor's got to have time and he's got to hit on them. Trevor didn't hit on them. That was the problem. And then because they were concerned about the pass rush, Trevor got the ball out real quick. And then when we had the play action, when we run the ball effectively, then we took our shots down the field and we missed on a lot of opportunities. That's what this team has to get over. They squander so many opportunities to win ball games, which is very unfortunate.
And you guys know, and Coach and Leon more than anybody, is that, and Coach always labels it as just a handful of plays. Well, those are the plays that Leon is mentioning. And you can maybe say, hey, we traded blows. We gave up 340-some yards to C.J. Stroud, but you still had plays in that game that could win you that ball game.
I look at defense this way, okay? You have to turn the ball over to win games, okay? You don't turn the ball over that much when you're in man coverage because your eyes are on the man. They're not on the quarterback. Well, if you're going to play zone, you got to turn the ball over. Well, they haven't worked enough zone to be able to, when your safeties are 25 yards deep when the ball's thrown, you're probably not going to make a lot of plays, So it has to be a combination of those things. We just need to play better. And
they were clearly told to play that deep, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So let's just maybe wrap it up with Coach on a couple of things that you think, like we said, build off of and what can you do to get the winning formula put together. Now, we saw him run the football, shorten the passing game. Those were successful. Now you've seen the challenges with the secondary because they're just missing guys left and right. I said coming out of this game, Buster Brown was the best secondary player on the football field. And Andre Sisco's out there every play and is not making plays. So you could start there. But my other question would be, how the hell do you get pressure on the quarterback?
Yeah.
Because otherwise this secondary is doomed.
Yeah, I think you have to go into the football game with the idea that I've got to bring people a little bit more. You watch Houston there, a couple of the critical plays, their linebacker pressures. One of them, they ran right over the top of number one. I mean, that was the first one. No, I think it's the one that in the first drive they scored. The second drive, they had a 3rd down and 5 or something, and they blitzed the inside linebacker, and he ran right over number one in an incomplete pass. So you got to have some of that. And I'll tell you, the two best players on the field, in my opinion, defensively, one of them is 51.
Ventrell played well.
Miller.
You saw him. You saw him attack. He's very close.
Bring him.
Yeah.
He's a football player. That guy's got instinct. Now,
I do like.
Did he make mistakes? Yeah. Probably in some of the zone drops and stuff like that. He didn't stay inside of guys, whatever. But he's one that might be able to rush the passer a little bit. But he got to do something.
And I said it, Leon. Buster Brown's playing hungry. I like that. I appreciate that. The numbers that were put out, I'll see if I can pull them up real quick. But what did you think of what you saw from him?
Yeah, I saw him making plays. When I watch the game, every time you hear Buster Brown, Buster Brown, Buster Brown. So, I mean, he did a great job in defending some of those passes and making the tackles when they were necessary. But But like you, Coach, they've got too much time. The pass rush is everything. If you expect the back end to cover guys 5 to 6, 7 seconds, it's not going to happen.
Let me ask you something real quick, Coach. We were talking yesterday about the safeties. Like, this is a contract year for Andre Cisco. Where is he? And Antonio Johnson. Now, is that part and parcel of they're playing too far back sometimes, number one, and number two, they're not getting help from the rush?
By two, do you mean 2-0-0 or
T-O-O?
That was a good one. I'm going to use that one, I think, again here in the future. You know, when we play 2, we don't want to be T-O-O. We want to be T-W-O.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's been a guy that's been
but he's
kind
like
of a ball
almost
hawk.
lost, right?
Yeah, they're just not. They're obviously. Well, let me put it this way: when they go man now, okay, they're not playing a lot of 3 deep zone.
Right.
Okay, when they go man now with a free safety, they're putting Andre Johnson, the safety, Antonio Johnson back deep. And they're using Cisco as a man cover guy, because apparently they don't like Antonio as a man cover guy.
He got beat on that touchdown too.
So that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that one.
I was going to mention that one.
Oh yeah, but I hit that one on the 5th quarter.
I was thinking,
now you're talking about a coaching change.
Him?
Well, first of all, they motioned the back. They were in man coverage.
Right.
No problem. They motioned. They went empty.
Right.
So now the free safety, who was Antonio Johnson, was leaning over towards the trip side. Well, now on the weak side, the wideout, Buster was on the wideout. They motioned the back out. It's man coverage, and they bumped Buster out on the running back and left Cisco on the best receiver in the field.
Yeah.
You let Cisco go on out on the running back and keep Buster on.
But you know what that
Cisco.
is? That's a nice scheme by Bobby Slowick. That's forcing them to make a decision.
No, wait a minute.
Wait, that's forcing them to make a
scheme.
decision.
Oh, no.
To make a
It's
decision
great
in the spur of the moment. Yes.
It's a terrible scheme on the defense.
For the Jags,
so,
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is, in the future, when you're looking for a coach at the end of this season, Bobby Slowick is a guy that
I'm thinking we need a Johnson in Jackson. I'm thinking we need a Johnson in Jacksonville. I'm maybe more.
Joe loves how I slide that.
I'm more Ben Johnson than Bobby Slowick right now. I don't know which one. I really don't, but I think we need a Johnson in Jacksonville.
That's kind of my point. Is you have guys that are very smart in the league, though, right, Dave? That can scheme guys open.
I think the young offensive coordinators that are out there right now, the Shanahans, the guy
O'Connell's,
the guy at the Miami Dolphins, you can name them all. Pretty innovative.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's something that we have to really. What you have right now, and believe me, I'm a coach. I'm not going to bash Doug and Press, but you got the same guy. Both of those positions are the same guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so the innovation part of it is probably not as.
They're like minds. You need different.
That's what
minds.
I mean.
Yeah.
You don't have somebody that's. That's why I think he should take over the head coach should take over the play calling and just call his game. He's taking a beating on it. Go ahead and do it.
I know you like try to get away from that, and I pull you back in every time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
but Doug Bristol, he goes, I thought Press called a great game. I agree with you. At some point, and by the way, Doug has been more successful calling plays, so take ownership of it, as opposed to say, hey, Billy Napier, you take ownership of it. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Doug does actually make sense. Real quick, Cisco last year, 4 picks, tied for the team lead, had 2 picks by this time last year. Ronald Darby is just getting absolutely smoked out there. 10-year vets that aren't doing their job right now. Unfortunately, Eric Armstead is not showing up like you would have hoped, and Ronald Darby is showing up too often as the closest defender, not getting it done. So,
well, you have last year you had the 2 outside ends with 30 something
29 and a half
right?
sacks. Yeah,
that's how you get interceptions.
Yeah,
it's pressure. Everything is pressure. Protect the quarterback. Matt says it all the time.
Yeah,
affect the quarterback and protect the quarterback.
That is football in a nutshell right there.
If you do those 2 things, you're going to be pretty successful.
Yes, right. You're going to win a lot of games doing that.
Like Darby has no chance if there isn't any pass.
No
rush.
chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
All right, Coach.
He's not the only. I got news for you. Tyson Campbell has no chance.
Well,
There's no
but I'll
pressure.
tell you what, though,
yeah.
Buster Brown is actually playing pretty
So,
darn
real
good
quick,
with
Coach,
the situation being what it is.
Before you leave, I just want to at least bring this up, and then we got to dash. And Daniel Griffiths was the guy who put this out there, and I appreciate it because this is PFF, Jacksonville. When you take a look at the cornerback comparison, Monteric against the Texans, 9 targets thrown his way, 3 catches against him for 31 yards. Ronald Darby, 12 targets, 11 catches, 159 yards.
Yeah. Now, but you have to look at that with a little grain of salt because they're
who
talking
they were,
zone
who they
and
were
man.
defending. Yeah.
They're talking zone and man, too.
yeah.
Now, in zone and cover 2, he's not responsible for some of the things that they're putting on him because it was thrown in their area.
There's no getting away from 9 coming my way.
I'm with you.
Only 3 complete.
Yeah.
Let's see. 12 coming my way, 11 of them complete.
Yeah.
Okay, that had a hell of a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, we love you, man.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
You better
You
bring
guys-
some hope on Friday.
Oh, I
You
got
negative son of a gun. All right.
I'm
let's
going
hit it.
to look at a little bit of the Colts, and I'll have something positive.
All right, good. All right, we are brought to you by Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy. We say thanks to both of them. Don't forget online to begin with, and then head to the lot, and you will get a great deal. They are there to wow you. They will take care of you. That is for sure. If you want to go shop at either one of them, let me know. I will make sure and help you as well. You know what we're doing next? XLP to the CFP as we get into college football with our top 12. That is coming up.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Players spend a lifetime building their bodies into finely tuned muscle machines.
Obviously, you want your star wide receiver to be in top physical and emotional condition.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update. Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing and Preferred Builders. You definitely can count on a local company when you're making that big decision because you're a local, meaning you're going to live here. You want that roof to be done right. You want that remodel, addition, brand new home to be done right because you're going to be living in it. So make sure you check out the people that are local, have done a lot of great work for a lot of people and kept them happy. Quality and everything matters. So check it out. PreferredRoofingJacks.com, PreferredBuildersJacks.com.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Firehouse Subs is turning 30. Celebrate with them on Tuesday, October 8th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Mandarin location. Meet Jacksonville, your favorite Jag players, and the cheerleaders. Join the fun at Firehouse Subs, 9825 San Jose Boulevard in Mandarin.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville needed a drive that would give them life while in enemy territory, and the Golden One would lead the way in the team's mission to take back the reins of the ball game. Thanks to a 7-play sequence capped off by a Christian Kirk touchdown, the Teal and Black would regain the lead with 6:16 left in the third. The 74-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day. And smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and DC 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Hacker here, and the celebration is getting closer than I expected. On my countdown to 100 pounds. I thought it would take me a lot longer, but I'm already at 98 pounds gone. 4.5 pounds down last week alone. Next week should be epic as I do what I never thought could be done just 6 months ago. Me losing 100 pounds. What's your Awaken 180 goal? Is it hitting a number? Is it losing weight without a life of medications? Or is it just feeling better? Whatever your goal is, bring it to Awaken 180 and ask them how fast you will reach it. But Hacker, I've tried other programs and diets before. Why will Awaken 180 work? It's simple, because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Remember, when I hit that 100-pound mark, we're going to celebrate. I'll keep you updated again next week, but I have a hunch I'll be crossing that 100-pound threshold. In the meantime, pick up the phone and make your own 180. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Inside Seminole football, FSU quarterback DJ Uiagalelei's injury from their game Saturday against SMU will keep him out from their primetime matchup against Clemson this weekend. Backup QB Brock Glenn will be the starting quarterback. As the Noles prepare for Clemson, head coach Mike Norvell spoke on the issues they've had on defense and what they need to do to improve.
We got to eliminate the explosive play. Obviously, I thought we're still, too loose in areas there in the run game. We got to make sure that we set the edge and guys are aggressive to setting the edge of a defense. Because too many times the ball got outside when we have people that are in position and need to go force to get it back to everybody else, and just a little bit too much hesitancy when it came to that.
It's 87 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Aaron Rodgers, knee a little banged up, is what he had to say on the Pat McAfee show earlier today. He basically said, quote, "I'm feeling a little banged up, took some shots, knees a little swollen, but, just kind of wear and tear after week 4. Now, he got roughed up in this game Sunday, a game that they lost, to a rookie-led Bo Nix and Sean Payton coach Denver Bronco team against Nate Hackett and the boys. And New York had a chance for a field goal at the end, didn't get it done. One of the lower-scoring stinkers of the weekend. But anyway, they hit Aaron Rodgers. Now he's got to get on a plane across the Atlantic to go play this game. Ooh, not going to be good.
I've been there. Sore knee shots,
Tell
bowling,
everybody.
all that kind of stuff.
Explain to me what those quote-unquote shots are. It's not like they're easy.
They're not easy shots. No, they take shots to numb the pain. It's either cortisone shots or what's the other one of those shots called? Toradol.
Okay.
All right. So you usually take those before the game or after the game. It numbs the pain or whatever. And then you crash and burn in about 12 hours.
What about the fluid in the knee?
And then the fluid, where if you have to fly, because of the elevation, your knee is going to swell. It's going to swell up, and it's going to be painful. And you're going to be stretching your leg and icing your leg and all that kind of stuff. I've been there. The big fella been there. It's no fun.
And then they stick that huge
needle. Because if you got fluid, first thing they want to do is they want to drain the fluid. They got to shoot the knee. All right. Then they got to
explain how big that needle is.
The needle was about that big. All right.
If you're watching on
it's
YouTube,
about that
you
big.
can see it.
And then
If
it's
not,
got
it's
a big
about
ass
10
tube.
inches long.
It's got a big tube behind it. And it's got 100 cc's of blood, tube 100 cc's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might drain somewhere between 60 to 80 cc's of blood and fluid out your knee. Yeah. And then you ice it, then you ice and stem it, then you wrap it, and then you elevate it and all that kind of stuff. It hurts like hell.
All right, a couple of things. I said we were going to do XLP.
And he's got to get on a plane to go over.
Yeah,
that part.
Yeah,
across the pond.
Yeah, I said we were going to do XLP to the CFP, but I'm just going to push it back just a little bit because that is interesting. What he's having to deal with. They're one of the first ones that are going to go over to London. Jacksonville is only a week away from going over there for back-to-back games. Something that was interesting. Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, because there's a couple of them that actually fit into this.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Hunger pangs start happening around 3 o'clock. I like to call them hunger pains because that's what it is. It's pain, man. I'm hungry. So you can head on into any one of your area Sonny's and you can basically pick up dinner, head on home, and be happy as soon as you hear that bell ring. But definitely check them out. Lunch, dinner, take out, dine in, whatever it might be. Sonny's on the First Coast. So I'm reading this headline. The Raiders are gauging interest from other teams in Devontae Adams, possibly moving him, getting something for him. Well, this brings me, and maybe RJ can find this a little bit later on, but Marcus Spears this morning on Get Up says the Kansas City Chiefs, if they lose Rashee Rice for that knee damage, it looked like a hell of a hit, and it definitely messed up his knee. But if they lose him for a long period of time, maybe he's gone for the year, he said they should go for a Christian Kirk. Because Jacksonville, I'm paraphrasing, Jacksonville sucks right now, and he may be a guy that could be moved. That's interesting and worth getting into. The 10-10 take is Doug Peterson and company. Christian Kirk was a very valuable piece, and when Trent Baalke went out and made him the highest-paid wide receiver, it looked like it paid off in 22 and early 23 before they got hurt. But he is not necessarily played to the level that you would like with the money that he's earning. He might be on the trading block. What do you think about that? That's the 10-10 take.
Christian Kirk coming here?
No, Christian Kirk being moved.
Moved?
In other words, if this team goes to 0-5 and really starts just
tanking,
well,
yeah,
continuing to be bad, then you might look to off pieces. And the only reason I bring it up is because the Raiders, or I think they're a 2-2 club, they're gauging interest from other teams in Devontae Adams.
Oh, you're talking about moving Christian Kirk. I don't know why I was thinking McCaffrey, whatever. But moving. Yeah, well, I mean, more than likely you're not going to sign him to a long-term deal once the season's over with. I mean, you probably get, what do you think you could get for him? Maybe, fourth, fifth?
Maybe something like that. They got to pick up the contract.
I wouldn't trade him for a fourth or a fifth.
Well, you want from a 3?
I don't think you would get a third. I don't
think so?
I don't think. It doesn't mean that's not.
Well, the trade deadline is when? Week 8, right? So, I mean, if this team goes 1-7, by that time, I hope not.
Don't even say that.
No, I don't even want to say. I'm going to take that back from the universe.
Chills.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Don't wish that into
No,
existence.
I don't want to.
Anyway, I just thought it was interesting when that was thrown out there as a possibility because Christian Kirk, like Coach Campo, who just left, said he felt like when Christian Kirk first got here that he would fit that perfect Tyreek Hill and Andy Reid's offense. Now, the cheetah was the cheetah. Christian Kirk ain't exactly that.
No.
But Kirk had benefited greatly from being in that offense the first year, and then was trending in the right direction before he got hurt last year. He really was.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, if you're talking about Christian Kirk being a possible piece on the trade market, why wouldn't Travis Etienne be a possible piece on the trade market?
Maybe.
Yeah, because you take a look, and by the way,
100%, right?
Etienne fits in that McCaffrey mold because of what he can do out of the backfield besides just running between the tackles. What's happening out in San Francisco? They're going to try and get him back with the Achilles tendonitis as soon as they can, but don't think for a moment that that's not a possibility when they start looking around and thinking about what they need, what they don't have. They've got Jordan, I can't think of his last name, the running back behind Christian McCaffrey. Good, sturdy, strong running back, but ain't the exact same skill set as a Christian McCaffrey. We'll see where they go. I think it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, he also, by the way, Travis Etienne in a good offense with a good offensive line, could put up some big-ass numbers.
Okay, real quick, think of this now. The main challenge is the offensive line for this football team, run game and pass game. We all know that. We've seen it. I tried to prop it up. It obviously is not holding up right now. I couldn't criticize it until I saw it. Now I see it. Now I know it's ugly. Travis Etienne gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Yards before contact are minimal at best. And the same thing even with Tank Bigsby. He was able to bust off the one big run. He averaged nearly 13 yards per carry when it was all said and done because of that big 58-yarder. But hell yes, if you had an offensive line that was capable of just getting that first strike, Leon, that first strike and winning that 1 yard battle, how much better would it be for a running back?
Yeah, well, KC's interior 3 is probably one of the best in the NFL. Interior, they get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not begging for stalemates there. They're driving guys off the ball. So a guy, listen, Travis Etienne with that kind of offensive line running between the tackles, he would flourish for sure. He would.
Imagine him with the 49ers. You kidding me?
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Look, I don't really want to wish these things or wish them out of town or anything like that, but it does really depend on what happens over the next couple of weeks.
We're trending that way, Joe.
It's awful.
Rummage sales.
Yeah, and I don't want to see the fire sale. Cents on a dollar. That takes me back to the Dave Caldwell days where they were basically offing guys for pennies on the pound. And speaking of Dave, that's what I think of whenever I think of those guys that you just basically were letting go of for nothing way back when. But this team still has an opportunity to turn it around. I pointed out earlier, they were 2-6 a couple of years ago, and they were able to get hot at the right time. You were on a 3-7?
I was on the 3-6 team.
3-6 football team. So it can happen. It's just really hard to look back and not see opportunities blown when you're looking at 3 or 4 football games that you basically, at the very least, could describe as winnable. And that's where they are. Real quick, Coach chimed in on what Doug Peterson said, and you basically did as well. But from after the loss to Houston into Tuesday, today is an off day. And then what is it like tomorrow after players kind of maybe just digest what he said about, hey, it's a two-way street? What will be the attitude of the team when they get there tomorrow?
Well, usually you save something for that for a team meeting. Hey, guys, we're making the calls. You got to execute it. But he said in the public arena, and I mean, listen, at this particular point, you don't have a say-so. You're 0-4.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Feelings aside, you're not a very good team. You haven't won anything. So, I mean, you can be ridiculed, even if it's in the locker room, even if it's in the meeting room, even if it's in public. So they just need to get over it. If they take it personal, then the hell with them.
Well, yeah, right now, I'm just curious as to what the reaction will be, whether it will be negative. But I agree with you. It's still their tape just as much as it is his play call.
Your play is your resume.
Yeah. By the way, Forrest Gummy came in with Jordan Mason for San Francisco, the backup. Christian McCaffrey, tough son of a gun, but not exactly like what Christian McCaffrey represents, that's for sure. All right, so the problems are aplenty. And when we started the show today, we started going through all the things that aren't going well. Leon listed it like it was nothing. It was like a grocery list of wants that you can – don't you wish you could just go to a grocery store and just grab those, come back, cook a meal, and get this team back to where they need to be? Oh, that'd be nice. All right, now XLP to the CFP coming up here in just a second. We will do it. Talk about the top 12 teams after what we saw week 5 in college football.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Hey, bro, come through today, bro. We got a wrap, bro.
There are great plays.
Dives ahead for the first down.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Touchdown!
The performance-painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Attention veterans, the Fed has done it. They've lowered interest rates, the moment we've all been waiting for. And at Loan Pronto, they've lowered mortgage rates along with it. It's Prosser here for my friends at Loan Pronto. Listen, if you're a veteran with a current mortgage rate over 6%, Loan Pronto can do a streamlined refi, lowering your monthly payment with no income verification and no appraisal. Veterans can now access up to 100% of their home's equity and turn that into cash. You can get 50, 75, even 100 grand or more with no junk fees and no hassle with an APR in the low 5s. So you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, and car loans. Veterans typically cut their monthly payments by $850. At Loan Pronto, they respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now for a free rate quote with no credit pull. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166-1781.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing, and I've been winning with Prize Picks, and you should too. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. I've got Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel throwing for less than 290.5 yards against Michigan State this weekend, and USC quarterback Miller Moss to throw for less than 2.5 touchdowns against Minnesota. It's just that easy. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my pick hits, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Florida Gators. And by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Cam Little was huge for the Teal and Black on the road in Houston. The young kicker was perfect for Jacksonville on both his field goal tries and his extra point attempts. Little's nickname should be ATM because he's money whenever Jacksonville needs it. Cam Little is your Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game.
Nick in here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Baloo for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
And Lindor gets under one to center field. Harris going back. It's back near the wall. And it's out of here. Linsanity again. Francisco Lindor flips the script with a two-run homer. And the Mets go in front 8-7. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow is right. You had some great baseball last night. The Braves come back after the New York Mets were able to stave off elimination, and they win the second of the two yesterday and into the night last night. But you now have the Braves with the final wild card spot, and the Mets, Brewers, they will open up their wild card series coming up. But, yeah, a lot of good baseball. American Electrical, that's who lit it up last night. You can definitely let them light your world up with all their innovation and technology. Just log on American-Electrical.com. All right, here it is, RJ. Let's do it.
Time to drop some college knowledge on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Modelo, the official beer of the College Football Playoff.
Oh, we love the cerveza of the College Football Playoff, and you definitely can look forward to a lot of cold ones watching the 12-team College Football Playoff play out. And so here's what we do. XLP to the CFP. Every week we're giving you our top 12 as we break it down. Looking back at last week, I at least got to lay this out for you. The top teams that fell certainly will affect how we look at this. 2 to unranked opponents at home. 2 of them, Ole Miss to Kentucky and Utah to Arizona. How much did that change our top 12? Well, let's go 12-9, Big Searce, as you start us off.
Well, at number 12, I had Michigan, but the FCS team has to go there, so I'm going with UNLV at number 12. Mm-hmm. At number 11, bad behavior does not go unpunished. The University of Miami is at number 11.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
I had to do it. I had to do this.
Wow, so you have a different champ in the ACC right now.
Had to do it.
Wow.
I saw that offensive defensive line play. I saw the pressure. Yeah, they came out and Cam Ward came back and brought them back to a victory, but still, you had to give them a spanking.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I did it. All right, number 10. Number 10, I got Mizzou at number 10, and at number 9, I've got Oregon.
Okay. All right, so Oregon is among those first 4 that will be playing on the road with that first-round game. All right, Maddie, 12-9.
All right, number 12, I've got Boise State. Still love Ashton Genty. They can run the ball. They got a good offensive line. They can run the ball. I don't think they're going to beat the 5 seed if it ends up coming they're the 12 seed, but they'll make it interesting for about a half the way they run the ball. So I got them at 12. I got Michigan at 11. Tough little game there for the Little Brown Jug, but they
almost
gutted
blew
it
that
out.
one.
They gutted it out.
Not only did they almost blow it, they blew my bet. I'll just tell you that right now. Those
That's why you're
savages.
That's why you're
nowhere near my top 12.
I've got Oregon at 10. There's something wrong with the Ducks, and I can't put my finger on it, but you can see it every single week. Man. Just something's not right about them. And my number 9 is Missouri, and Missouri's got a tough little road game this week at Texas A&M.
At A&M, yeah, and A&M was able to take care of business against Arkansas, and they're starting to at least figure things out a little bit with Mikey Elko. All right, my 12-9. It's funny. I was going to go with Boise State, but I'm going to go ahead and prop up UNLV. The Rebels, along with Big Sirs, 2 Power 4 wins and a blowout win over Fresno State. And this was after the dude said, I'm leaving the team. You ain't paying me. Well, they let this other dude, what is his name? Haj Malik Johnson, 3 touchdown passes, ran for another as the Rebels racked up 59 points. BYU is my 11th. That's the second of the Big 12 teams that I have in there. By the way, I had Utah last week, kick to the curb. I'm giving a little Joe C. love to, what is his name? Kalani Sitake, Maddie?
Kalani Sitake.
Yeah, Kalani Sitake. I give him credit. They are playing some ball. Easy win over Baylor, but they've already bounced K-State, and they are unbeaten. I've got Oregon 10th and Utah, since they did get knocked out, I'm moving Ole Miss back, all right? I'm keeping them in the top 12, but Ole Miss losing to an unranked team at the Grove, that's a little concerning. And Lane has been put on notice by the Gator Killer, Mark Stoops, future head coach Lane Kiffin of the Florida Gators. Mark has already gotten him. Already gotten him once. All right, that's 12-9. Let's go 8-5.
All right, my number 8 team is Penn State. My number 7 team is Tennessee. Number 6 team, Georgia Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
Way to come back. I mean, I know they came up short at the end, but if you're down 28-0 and make second half adjustments and come back and take the lead in the fourth quarter, and what's that kid named Ryan Williams?
Yeah,
17-year-old.
They took a lead for a second.
For 1
That's
second.
the real deal right
He's
there,
the
bro.
real deal, bro. He's going to be trouble.
Oh,
trouble. And then number 5, I've got the Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
All right, very similar for me. I got Penn State at 8, although Drew Aller's got to start playing well in big games.
Mm-hmm.
He did not play that well against Illinois. And they were in a battle
for a while.
For 3.5 quarters. Yeah. He's got to start playing better. I got
Brett
the Vols.
Bielema and his hot wife, they're doing good there with the fight in the line.
Yeah, Brett's not doing so good.
Well,
great on the field, coaching really well. Yeah.
He's a heavy cat right now.
Feel bad for him, too. All right. My 7 is Tennessee, and I think Tennessee could be higher. But right now, I got them at 7 just because I think that's probably where they should be. My 6 is Texas. Because, I mean, quite frankly, I don't know how you watch that Alabama-Georgia game and not say, all right, that's the 2 best teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't put Georgia at 2 because it's the conference champions, the first 4, right? So my 5 is Georgia, which could very easily be 1.
Yeah.
If you don't play single high safety in that game and just let Ryan Williams go deep like that, maybe they are 1.
They still would not have had an answer for Jalen Milroe if he decided to run or throw.
I don't know. They slowed him down in the second half,
They
man.
did. They shorted up.
They figured it out in the second half. They figured out the perimeter in the second half.
But the thing is you can't spot someone 28 points if they're named Alabama and expect to win.
I don't know, but where are all our dog fans on the text line?
I don't know.
Where are like you guys are all on the text line all the time talking about dog this, dog that.
Hey, listen, Duval
hopping
dog.
on Billy Napier, which
I think
is
he's calling
fine.
you out
We
right
get all
now.
that. Hopping on Mike Norvell again, fine. We get it. Where y'all now, man?
Yeah. All right, my 8-5.
They've been neutered.
Yeah, my 8-5 is not unlike Matt. It's like 100% exactly the same. Penn State, I have 8th. Here's the thing: they stopped Illinois 1.1 yards per rush. That's pretty damn good. So defensively, they still are getting their job done. They only allowed like 220 yards against them. Tennessee had the bye, so I'm just plugging them in that 7th spot. They've got, of course, that stretch coming up. Texas, yes, it was a win, but not nearly as convincing as it should have been. That was their SEC opener against a bad Mississippi State team. And when you start laying it down, like, come on, man. The Longhorns, their 2 toughest remaining games, back-to-back in October against OU, which at the very least was able to pull out a win.
That ain't a tough game.
I know, but you get what OU beat them last year.
Well, it might be a tough game if, by the way, Quinn Ewers can't play. Remember when it was, it's nothing. It's just a little stomach strain.
Yeah.
I told you guys, man. I told you this is what happens with those core injuries.
Yeah, well, but the other half of it
they don't heal.
You never know if Archie is the same. Once you put him in, you can't take him out. But anyway, number 5 is Georgia. Georgia is 5 because of 4 turnovers. Okay? 4 turnovers from a Kirby Smart-led team. You would not expect that after a week to prepare and all that. So
not only that, honestly, if they're playing again the championship game, Georgia's winning that game. Because Georgia figured it out.
They might have figured it out, but I'm just telling you something. They had a 42-game winning streak snapped. The reason why it was already 8 of 9 is because most of them were played on a neutral field. Now it was played in T-Town, and now it's 9 of 10. And that dude, DeBoer, take a look at his record of what he's done against top 20, top 25 teams. So anyway, that's my 8-5. All right, 4-1.
All right, number 4 is BYU. All right, I got BYU.
You got them as the Big 12.
I got them as Big 12 champs so far. All right, number 3 is Clemson. I had Clemson.
Crazy man.
I know I am. I know, but they had to be punished. Number 2 is Ohio State, and number 1 is Bama.
Bro, you got the dub.
I don't care. It's how we got the dub.
Here's the thing. This is what I told JJ, too. If you think about this, you'll agree with me. That might have been the best thing to happen to them. You know why? Because if they had just, strolled through that game like it was nothing and won 35-7, 35-10, then the next week, you got to fly all the way out to Berkeley, 3,100 miles. The game doesn't start till 10:30 East. You're going to be sitting at a hotel all day thinking you're this and that, smelling yourself like you like to say all the time, against a really good Cal defense, and the L comes right then. Now it's different. Now you got that scar from that game against Virginia Tech. You're going to fly all the way out there. You'll be zeroed in on that game. You win that game.
But by the way, we said the same thing about Georgia after almost losing to Kentucky, that they'd be ready, that they would get that, boom, pop in the face that would wake them up. Didn't happen.
I mean, they're one play away from winning that game.
All right,
no matter
4-1.
how it looked, man.
Yeah. All right, 4-1.
All right.
By the way, who did you have as your 12th, even though it didn't really count?
UNLV.
Okay, because I would put, the one that you have as the power 4.
Oh, Michigan.
Okay, Michigan, because I have Clemson right there. All right, go ahead.
The dogs are starting to text in now. They're saying they're all here.
Oh, yeah, they're there. They're there.
One girl said, I guess it's a girl. She's weeping. Maybe it is a guy. Let's go to my final 4. My 4 is, you got BYU at 4. I don't think BYU is the best team in the Big 12, okay? But I'm putting them there because they're unbeaten, and they deserve to be there right now for what they did to K-State. I think K-State's going to win that conference. I think they'll come back and either beat BYU or Iowa State in the championship game. But for now, we'll put BYU in. Look, this is why Miami's at number 3 for me. Because the sign of a team that's becoming a great team is you win games you shouldn't win. They should not have won that game.
I agree.
They were down 17 with how much to go in the game? They found a way to win that game, man. That's what's impressive for me about Miami. So I got Miami at 3. I got Ohio State at 2, another yawner. Although it was 17-7 there in the second quarter. Michigan State's driving, and they just missed this blatant face mask. Blatant.
Officials are not good.
And the game immediately turns. Michigan State was going in. It was going to be 17-14. That place was going to be hopping. And then the game turns, and they end up losing 35-7 or 37-7, whatever it was. Ohio State's got a test this week against Iowa.
Yeah.
The Iowa offense is still terrible, but the defense is really good. I want to see how the Ohio State offense does against that defense. And, of course, number 1 is Roll Damn Tide.
It's the truth right now. 4-1 for me. I still have my Iowa State Cyclones still up among the top 4. If you take a look at what they've done, they've allowed 29 points in 4 games. That is it. That is Georgia-Alabama-esque. 29 points. And this is, again, in the Big 12 where they do score a bunch. 19 of those were scored by Iowa in week 2. So I'm keeping Iowa State up there proudly with that number 4 spot right now. Miami, there's still 3 for me. The U still stands for undefeated. Cam wobbled. He threw a couple of picks, but he still accounted for 5 touchdowns. And we'll see. They don't have to face Clemson in the regular season, but those 2 may face off in the championship game. That's highly possible. Yeah. Ohio State, the one thing I would say about the game against Sparty, Jeremiah Smith, my gosh, man. The one-handed catch, 102 yards, 83 receiving, a couple of scores. This number blows my mind. 364 yards and 6 scores in 4 games. And this guy. So between Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith, we are being treated to some really, really good talent at the receiver position. So Ryan Williams, he catches that 75-yard touchdown pass. He had 177 yards on 6 grabs.
That's pretty good.
And that second touchdown, that double spin move made the other spin move look ordinary. It was just crazy. So, yes, Alabama, I bow to the Tide.
And Napier was that close to getting it.
Dominant in the first half. 30 points. And if you just look at the numbers, Kalen DeBoer, 13-2 against teams in the AP Top 25. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's going to win a lot of games.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
A lot of big games.
Modelo, the official beer of the college football playoff. It is our XLP to the CFP as we give you our top 12.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path, like I want to go to Montana and see the Northern Lights. So you read a couple of reviews, talk to some friends, save some money, and book it. Maybe a couple choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear choice to reach your goal. Now, your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds. Where's the clear path? You read reviews. You talk with a few friends. You try something out, and then it doesn't work, and you're disappointed, and we've all been there, and it blows. But stop trying that. Do what I did. Reach your goal with Awaken 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180, and you can too. Trust me, it was simple, a word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless, that is, you are referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Northwest Florida's largest RV show is coming to the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. It's the Jacksonville Fall RV Show, Thursday through Sunday, October 3rd through 6th, with hundreds of RVs on display, lifestyle booths, plus register to win a $250 gift card each day. Adults $10, kids under 12 free. Seniors save half off Thursday. First responders, military, active, and retired get half off every day. We'll see you at the Jacksonville Fall RV Show.
If you've been injured in an accident, you have one shot at compensation. Make it count. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family. Call us at 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hello, I'm Jerry Holland, Duval County Supervisor of Elections. Are you ready for the presidential election? The clock is ticking. In Florida, you must register to vote 29 days before an election, which is Monday, October 7th. Please check your voter information before voting. If you've moved, visit us at northfloridavotes.com and update your address. Remember also, avoid the long lines on Election Day and vote early. Check your sample ballot for the nearest location. We'll see you at the polls.
When a plumbing or septic emergency happens, you want to have your ducks in a row with a company you can trust. Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is the #1 company on the First Coast. Check out our reviews online, duckduckrooter.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 1st, 1961, New York Yankees slugger Roger Maris hits his 61st home run, becoming the first player in Major League Baseball to hit more than 60 in a season.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're injured, you probably have more questions than answers, and all you really want is to feel better. This is Joe C., and I certainly can identify. Well, thanks to Rebound Rehab, I bounced back from a serious case of ankle tendonitis to feel pain-free. And they can do the same for you. 8 locations across the First Coast and a team of physical therapists ready to help. From laser and radio pressure wave therapy to aquatic and massage therapy, they can offer real solutions to help you rebound. Log on, reboundrehab.com, and start your path back to pain-free life.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
One of the bright spots for the Jaguars' 24-20 loss yesterday was the run game, with Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby leading the Jaguars to 6.6 yards per carry. Here's running back Travis Etienne on how he wants his teammates to keep a positive mentality, as they prove they are showing that this offense is capable of having a run game that can be a problem for opposing defenses.
And we just got to keep having that mentality, you know. We can't go in a game defeated. We just got to keep playing for each other, love up on each other, and just finish in the red zone. I feel like everyone sees it's just, we're just one play away. You know, it's just the little things, the little details. And if we just finish in the red zone and come away with points, it's a different story.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that TC is going into the Ring of Honor this Sunday, and we're wearing the throwback jerseys. Don't put the damn jerseys on if you're going to play the way you played the last 4 weeks. Those jerseys represent something. They represent the pride of Jacksonville early on in its, in its existence. So, reflect, have some pride, and win a damn game. Thank you, RJ. I had to get that little cold got in the way.
Your lips to God's ears, bro.
Mm.
Are they wearing the teal jersey or the white jerseys?
Oh, it's teal, dude.
It's teal, definitely.
Yeah, it's teal.
Our buddy Martin framed up the 1010XL
there it is.
number 10 with the throwback from Palm Beach Autographs. That thing.
Because, sometimes they wear the
that's
white
it right
because of the
there,
heat.
Brody. No,
All
that's
right.
the teal throwback jersey.
All right,
For TC on Sunday.
All right. My takeaway is just because Alabama won round one doesn't mean Alabama's going to win round two. And we saw that, in 2021 when Alabama won round one. And then Georgia figured it out and got after it. And again, I get it, Alabama fans. I get it. John Mechie and Jameson Williams weren't there. I get it. But Georgia figured it out. So don't just think it's going to be a walk in round two in the SEC championship game or in round three in the playoff.
Yeah. My takeaway is you better not leave this town to head to London without a win. And I'll be thinking about it all week long. If you take 0-5 onto that plane to go to London to scratch out your first win against a Caleb Williams-led Bears team or a Drake May / Jacoby Brissett-led Patriots team, I will be so fired up, and all of Duval will as well. You better get a dub on Sunday, and I know I keep putting the mandate on them and they don't deliver, but you've got to deliver this go-around. That's for sure. All right, those are our takeaways. We will see whether they do it or not. As a matter of fact, I think a bold fact right now is the perfect time to put this out based on what we just talked about.
Here's a bold fact. Brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
The fellas down there at Bold City, the production house in Riverside, right there on Roselle Street, and the ones right there at Bold City downtown on Bay Street, they're fired up because we have now entered October and they are celebrating 16 years. Duval's oldest brewery since 2008. And so they've got the celebration. We're going to tell you all about everything that they got going on. Big party planned October 12th. So make sure that you make plans, but we will definitely be reminding you for that. You can log on for all the details, boldcitybrewery.com. So here we go. C.J. Stroud, 19 career games as the quarterback for the Houston Texans. 19 career games. He passed for 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks in that win, 24-20. 5 career games with at least 300, 2 touches, and no interceptions. And when you think about that, he is one of just a couple of others as the only players with 5 such games in their first 20 career in the NFL. Who are the other 2? 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Dak Prescott.
It's a good one.
First 2 games.
5 career games with at least that. And he is now among 3 with 5 such games in their first 20 career starts. This was in his 19th career game. Reach into the microphone, Matt Hayes. There's
a lot to digest there, Joe.
Exactly. I'm just telling you that's a pretty impressive performance. All right, you got Dak.
Lee. I'm going to go Russ Wilson because you always go with Russ.
Or you do.
In these strange ones. And then I'm going to go with Kurt Warner.
All right, 19 career games, 345, 2 touches, no interceptions. And there's only a couple of other cats that have done this in their first 20 starts. Now, remember, the key is first 20 career games, meaning their starts. Pat Mahomes is one of them. Okay, because he went off as soon as he got under center. And the other guy has done it 6 times. Justin Herbert. Really surprised by that. Now, Justin Herbert, everything went great guns to begin with, and safe to say he's come back to the pack for a variety of reasons. Now, 2 seasons worth of injuries for Justin Herbert. And I don't know exactly where the end is for him, but at the very least, he has come back to the pack. Pat Mahomes has not come back to the pack. That guy just keeps getting it done over and over. So there you go. And C.J. Stroud, I thought this was a gettable game against him. They did let him throw all over the lot, Leon, but it was still the defense, strangely enough, as much as they gave up to him, still made enough plays to give this team a chance to win.
Yeah, no pass pressure. Yeah, we didn't have any pass pressure. We couldn't get any pressure on them.
Yeah, and you couldn't get home, man. Couldn't get home.
Yeah.
So let me read. This is completely different off the subject, but let me read it because it's very funny.
See, he just did it.
It's very funny. We have time. Come on. We've got time.
I know that, but just it's in your brain, so go ahead because we were.
This is from Lamar Jackson. So we're talking about quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there's the natural segue there, is there not?
Absolutely.
All right. So Lamar, and again, this is a tweet from Lamar Jackson. And again, I'm reading, this is Lamar Jackson, so it might be a little difficult to read, but just hang with us.
Yeah.
This is a team sport. I'm not out here satisfied when I throw for 300 yards, but took an L. If I throw for 50 yards and we win, that's WTF matters. Y'all stop commenting on our socials about the yards y'all FanDuel or parlays ain't hit. And it's got 4.5 million views.
Yeah. And by the way, El Boogie, us as fantasy owners and gamblers, we've been doing this a long
before
time.
you, and we'll be doing it long after you.
Yeah. And so I know you know that we think we own teams and our fortunes are made
right, but what?
on the backs of players.
My whole thing is this dude makes $250 million. What does he care about getting like a reply in his mentions of someone saying, "Hey man, you missed 250 yards"? Who cares?
Yeah, don't
you know
worry
what I'd
about
say to someone like that if they did it to me and I was him? I'd reply and say, "I'm burning a $50 bill right now in your honor."
Yeah. Well, by the way, I do laugh because he's basically what he's trying to say is, I don't need the stats as long as we win. He's using the fans just to kind of use them as the way to drop the message, because that team has changed a little bit. And obviously what Derrick Henry has done by coming in and putting on that purple, he has become another major problem for defenses to deal with on the other side of the ball. Other side of the ball walks up to the line of scrimmage, and let's just say when he was in Tennessee, other side of the ball will walk up to the line of scrimmage and they see 22, and they obviously focus on Henry. They didn't worry about anything else. They worried about him first. What happens now? They walk up to the line of scrimmage, they see L. Boogie, they see D. Henry, the Diesel, and they see Zay Flowers, and they see Isaiah Light. We can go on and on and on. And that
they have an identity
monster
on the offensive side of the ball that they lacked in the championship game last year. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play action. We're going to take our shots. We're going to play solid defense. We're going to get pressure on you, and we're going to win ball games. That's what they did all last year. Whatever happened in the championship game last year, they had an identity crisis. They forgot who they were. It's good to see them back to business and what they used to be about.
I'll give you a number, too, from last night. This one kind of blew my mind as well. The Detroit Lions, and I tell you what, did those alternate helmets look sweet or what? In the Honolulu blue?
No.
You didn't like them?
I don't like the unis either. I was thinking the whole time when I was watching, boy, Joe can't like this.
No, I love them.
Really?
I love them. I love them. I love the helmet first and foremost, but I think that's traditional, Matt, coming out. Honestly, I do. Because the silver helmet is good and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like in love with the Honolulu blue. And the way they ran.
But it was black and Honolulu blue.
I loved it. It was awesome. Awesome.
It looked metallic.
Yeah.
You didn't like the metallic?
You know what I would have liked? I think I could have dealt with the unis if it was a white helmet with the Honolulu blue line. That would be cool.
Anyway, I thought they looked cool. And now when the white helmet comes out for the Jags, I'm hoping they actually have a win by the time they unveil these bad boys, because they look pretty sweet too. Someday soon, I think we'll get a teal helmet, but for the here and now, that does look pretty sweet. So anyway, last night, the Detroit Lions, and this is what Jacksonville could have done inside the 5 after Tank rumbled for 58 yards. And instead of handing it off to him 2 straight plays, they could have run a play action and gotten in the end zone and changed the tone of this game instead of failing on 4th down. So listen to the numbers from last night. 89% of Detroit's yardage, Monday Night Football, came via play action. They gained 348 out of 389 yards off of play action. Did you guys see David Montgomery just absolutely bulldoze a defender and not stop? Reverse field, kept going. He and Jahmyr Gibbs are in that backfield. You want to talk about a hellish problem for defenses to have to deal with when those two guys get going? Yeah. And Jared Goff last night, Leon, 18 of 18. Perfect.
That's what happens when you have a good offensive line. You run the ball and protect.
Well, I tweeted out last night, when you have that offensive line, you can even run the trick play where Amon-Ra is taking the handoff and throwing it back to Jared Goff for a touchdown. It's crazy what they can do. I'm not saying they're going to be able to do it every single time. They've already been humbled once this season, but they took care of an unbeaten Seattle team, and even though Seattle would just kind of peck away and get back to within a score, Detroit had it in the bag the whole night. Anyway, I'm just saying, Jacksonville might need a Johnson in Ben Johnson. That's all I'm saying.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
I'm not even going to ask the embedded and shredded to chew on that. I'm just going to basically
see what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
See what we have to deal with.
I do.
Yeah.
And then he comes back with he's not going to ask you to have to chew on that.
Yeah,
Right.
I would go, honestly, Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick, something like that, because I do feel like, and I think this is maybe something that we have discussed before, Hayes, as I try and get serious, that type of offense versus the West Coast that Dougie came out of, the Doug version seems like the defenses have figured it out. Like you said yesterday, predictable. Whereas that offense is fun to watch, and it does seem like it puts defenses on a little angst.
Without a doubt. I mean, obviously, you see what Detroit did last night. It was outstanding, and it's been consistently, that way. So that would certainly be a great way to, to try and solve the problem. Because I do think Trevor Lawrence is a talented quarterback. He's not playing well. I think, obviously that goes without saying. But I do think there is something there. I don't think it's you're going to see Trevor get to the next staff, and they're not going to be able to figure him out. Then he's going to be on another team, and that staff isn't going to be able to figure him out. And I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence is eventually going to have a nice run in the NFL. I hope it's here, and it's going to have to be up to the next whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's a good chance it's going to happen very soon, but whenever it happens, because it does feel like the message from Peterson, Press Taylor to Trevor Lawrence, it's not getting through. The development isn't happening. And if you're Shad Khan, you can't just sit idly by. You've committed $200 million in guaranteed money to Trevor Lawrence, so you need to get somebody in that can get him playing at a higher level if this continues.
I think the danger is what Carlin just said. He said, "I think he's going to be a good player in the league." If you're at "I think"
year 4
right now. In year 4, when you spent $275 million on this cat, that's not good.
No, it's not good. I mean, he was dreadful, I thought, Sunday. I mean, and again, you just hit Christian Kirk and you hit Brian Thomas, 2 touchdowns, you win the game. You lose a game by 4 points. Going away, and they weren't difficult throws to hit.
It might have turned your season around, too.
Without a doubt, it would have been a season saver. So we'll get into all that coming up on the Frangie Show. We also, Matt's going to join us to talk SEC football, so we always enjoy that. And Brett McMurphy is going to join us as well to kind of talk some national college football topics, and we'll have our Duval County Scholar Athlete as well. So should be a fun Frangie Show coming up.
All right, you the man, Hayes Carline.
Thank you, guys.
Frangie, JJ, LaSalle, they got it all coming up at the 4 o'clock launch with that one. But, yeah, there are things that could have happened that would have mightily changed the fortunes of this football team, and can they turn it around? That spin move, Leon, where Trevor goes in reverse, that's kind of scary, too. They need to rein that bad boy in because those offensive linemen can only do so much, right?
Yeah. It was ugly. Need to work on it. Just step up in the pocket.
Yeah. All right, we're done. We say thanks to Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. You can find both of them online. Real easy to start shopping. You see the amazing selection that they've got, and then head to the lot, and everyone there will be able to take care of you. They're there to wow you. Sales, service, everything. The experience, they want to give you the best. Beaver Toyota, StAugustine.com, BeaverChevrolet.com. We done. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and RJ. Talk to you manana.
Yeah, I mean, we suck right now, so I don't